Yo, what's up, guys? How is everybody feeling today? Are you DCAing into the market or are you squealing like a stuck pig? What's going on out there? All right, let's get into the chat. Leo, what's up, buddy? Good to see you, my friend. William, good to see you, man, every day, my main man. Guys, as always, please make sure you hit the like and subscribe to the channel. It costs you absolutely nothing. To do something nice for somebody else and help a channel grow, and it will bring good karma into your life. So why not, right? Dumb Money, always love the paint to paint the town red. Yes, absolutely, man. Another local, hey, Rob, holding tight with everyone here for the bull to come to us. How's the arm doing? Arm's doing kind of bad. I'm actually going to go pick up a new brace as soon as this live stream is done. I got to go get a new brace, so... Not great, because the thing is, right, so with my other hand, it's my arm's broken, if you don't know, and I have to hold my arm like this to operate a mouse with my broken arm, right? So it's not good. Dennis, what's up, buddy? Good day to you, my friend. H. Barbarina in the house. Better times will come. It's better times right now, man. Listen, yesterday morning, I dollar cost averaged. Last night, it was down more, I bought more. This morning, it was down more, I bought more. I am absolutely loving this opportunity to scoop up because I added a brand new altcoin to my portfolio about a week and a half ago. Now, if you're a member of the channel or the Patreon, you know what I bought. And I've had an opportunity to really do some damage in terms of building that bag up over this last couple of days. So I'm very, very excited about that. Isaac, what's up, buddy? Good to see you, man. Jetpack, the future is now. Good afternoon, everyone. When I dip, you dip, we dip. When I dip, you dip, we dip. Good DC opportunity. Take advantage. Blaze in the house. What's going on? Bruno, how you doing, buddy? Good to see you, man. Good to see you. Head and shoulders in the making. It looks like fingers crossed. What are you talking about here? Are you talking about the daily time frame that I have up right now? Mary, how you doing, dear? Good to see you. Good to see you. Kinda. Are you talking about this? This is a triple bottom, but I don't know if I would call it a head and shoulders. The head would have to be lower than the shoulders. But we're holding right now. I threw the fibs on there for you guys. We're holding at the 382. We wicked down below it, and we've come back up to it as support. Will we fall down to the 236 at about 2 cents 6? That's the question, right? Or will we hold strong? We'll have to see. Gary, what's up, buddy? To the moon, baby. To the freaking moon. So, yeah, I figured I'd throw the fibs on there for you guys today. You know how we do. All right, let's go have a look over at Bitcoin. So Bitcoin took quite a spill there this morning, went all the way down to 92,000 again, all the way down to 92K again, but we've wicked back up to 94.5. Now the question is this the bottom? You notice how this is identical to JASMY? Almost. What do we have right here, guys? We have a triple bottom, right? Triple bottom, bam, bam, bam. Now if I go back over to JASMY, what do we have? Triple bottom. Triple bottom here. Check it out. Bam, bam, bam. It's identical, right? Funny how that works. Funny how that works. JASMY is following Bitcoin's progression to a T. They look exactly the same. Pretty crazy. Pretty crazy. So yeah, we got triple bottom going on. Let me get rid of some of this. Get rid of some of the sloppiness. So yeah, we'll see what happens. But, you know, all we can do is write it out, guys. Now, listen, I told you guys this yesterday, and I have a sneaking suspicion we could see just as strong a move to the upside. More longs have been liquidated in the market, but as we can see here, on the liquidation levels. A lot of greed is starting to build up on the short side, you guys. Look at all that leverage, all that 100x and 50x leverage, all the way to $99,000. If Bitcoin makes its way back up to $99,000, which is only $4,500 run to the upside, then $908 million will be liquidated in shorts. So do not, I said this yesterday, guys, don't be surprised in the next couple of days if we see a short squeeze moving us back to the upside. Do not be shocked at all to see that. Jack, alts are starting to concern me. Well, Jack, what I would say, my friend, is you should join us over on the Patreon, because we discuss in group video calls the altcoins. We look at the market, we look at metrics, we do a lot of deep diving, and you can get a lot of reassurance over there from the community, man. I'd highly recommend jumping over to the Patreon. Shane, what's up, buddy? Goes up, then right back down. Yeah, that's called market manipulation, brother. Way of the taco in the house, already DCA'd, no dry powder left, just holding and hoping. Yeah, I did some DCAing. I'm going to do, and listen, here's the thing, guys. If we go a little further down later today, then guess what? I'm going to be buying more later tonight. So, Roland, JASMY #1. Absolutely, brother. Absolutely. Yada, buy the dip. That's what you got to do. I appreciate you. I appreciate you too, Jack. I appreciate you too. So, yeah, the thing is, guys, is if you don't have dry powder to buy the dip, if you can't DCA right now, then there's absolutely no reason whatsoever for you to be looking at your portfolio. All you're doing is stressing yourself out, right? Put your portfolio away for a week or two, and boom, guess what? Everything will be back to normal again, right? This is market manipulation. Look at all these shorts here, guys. Like I said, you're probably going to see a pretty big short squeeze in the near future here. So patience is key, right? H. Barbarina, I am a Patreon member. Get all the notifications. Really enjoying all the discussions in the chat. Thank you so much, brother. I'm glad you're over there, man. I'm glad you're over there. Wouldn't be the same without the H. Barbarina in the house, baby. That's right. All right, so yeah, that's kind of what I'm seeing over on Bitcoin, guys. I'm already up a little bit from when I DCA'd this morning. But, yeah, blood in the streets, guys. What are you going to do about it? What are you going to do about it? Are you going to dollar cost average? Or are you going to squeal like a stuck pig? Right? Look at Turbo, guys. Look at Turbo. 208. Turbo below a penny is a fantastic pickup. I believe an easy 10x from a penny. I believe 10 cents for Turbo is easy. It's not financial advice. You do you, boo-boo. But Turbo's a good pickup at these levels, guys. A lot of these projects are, right? And you're not going to have these prices forever, guys. You're not. And I know in a few months, all of you guys are going to be saying to me, oh, I wish I had picked up more. I wish I'd picked up more, right? BTC buy or sell. I dollar cost average into Bitcoin every other day. Only like 10, 20 bucks at a time. But I continually stack sats all the time. If you have XCN, you never run out of dry powder. Patreon members already know why. You got it, brother. You got it. That's right. Join the Patreon to know why, guys. All right, so what do we have? So I covered an article this morning, guys, in a video, an interview that Hara conducted because it is the 5th anniversary of JASMY being launched. So he talked about that quite a bit. So check that out. Right, what do we have? Let's get into some of the news, shall we? Right off the hop, what do we got? We got Bitstamp. New on Bitstamp. They just listed Ripple's RLUSD on the Ethereum network, designed to hold one-to-one value. So Ripple's stablecoin just got listed on Bitstamp. And I told you guys this a few weeks ago. I said, expect to start seeing RLUSD listed on all the major exchanges. So absolutely, guys, bullish. You're going to start seeing it on Binance, on Coinbase, on everything. So buckle up, guys. Strap in and strap on. Benjamin Cowan pointed out a head and shoulders pattern that can lead to a 77K Bitcoin. Yeah, I mean, look, it's possible. There is, I'll show you something here, okay? Is this what he's talking about right here? There's a big argument on whether this is a head and shoulders pattern or not. There's a lot of debate about it, right? So bringing us down now, there is a lot of discussion about us coming down to this 77 to 80K because there is also a CME gap in here that needs to be filled. So the question is, will we come down and fill it, or will we fill it in the bear market, right? A lot of debate about that. So we'll see what happens with this. But listen, if we did do that, guess what I would be doing, guys? I would be buying. Nothing would change for me. I would be scooping like a madman, right? And I hope that you guys would be taking advantage of the situation as well, right? Because you're not going to have many more opportunities like this. So hopefully you guys take full advantage of it. All right, what do we got? Friday's job numbers will likely show continued softening at the edges.
Carol Schleif, BMO. Almost said BMO. They got dashes there. See, that messes me up. Private wealth, chief market strategist. We don't. We go BMO, Carol. I got it down. I'm ready. Jobs number shows what? Do you think this? The jobs number says what? I sound like Wayne's World. Jobs number says what on Friday?
I think the jobs number most likely will show a continued softening at the edges, as we've seen. You saw the job openings unexpectedly tick up a bit yesterday, and we've witnessed some of that, at least anecdotally, from talking to a lot of the companies that we bank for quite some time, where especially in the white collar areas where you've seen some flattening of layers, you've seen some, as people leave, they're not necessarily rushing to replace those jobs. There's not been huge layoffs, but at the margins, you're seeing some weakness there. And we do think that's one of the things that the Fed will keep an eye on. So I think the more interesting thing for today will be parsing through some of those Fed minutes from that meeting in December.
Carol, we're finding out that January, and I always thought as January goes, so goes the year, but January can be a tough month. December was not great after 2 years. And so far, it just looks like people are very aware of how richly stocks are priced right now in terms of multiples. I don't know whether we're 22 or 23. And we're also aware of a lot of potential headwinds to the earnings side of things. Is it going to be a great year in your view?
You know, the old admonition to as goes January, so goes the rest of the year hasn't necessarily held every year when you actually dig into the numbers. And so it's important to remember we did have a nice long run, but it's also important to dig underneath and look at the underlying economic fundamentals of what's going on. The expectations for aggregate earnings once we get through the fourth quarter reports is that they'll probably be the strongest that they've been, registering something like 11 or 12% growth. So the strongest they've been in 3 or 4 years. And so you've got that going on. We're also in the very early stages, if you will, of remodeling the internet, remodeling technology, remodeling companies, rebuilding the way our infrastructure works. It's not unusual when you're in a period like this first couple of weeks of January, where we're coming off an extended period of vacation, if you will, over year end. You're coming into a new year. We've got a new administration coming in technically in a couple of weeks, but informally, if you will, a lot of that action has obviously been going on. Markets are reacting to short-term headlines and getting distracted by that, as opposed to stepping back, focusing on those fundamentals. And a lot of those trends remain very much in place, particularly when you look at private sector spending on manufacturing facilities, data center facilities, lots of things going on underneath the surface.
Do you think so? Overall, the bottom line, look at that chart, and so December and January look like they could be the start of maybe some consolidation, for lack of a better term. Do you think that we could see a correction in the early part of this year, or not?
Yeah, that would not at all be undue. And when you look back, it's very normal, even in uptrending markets, to have a 5 or 10% pullback. We had that little scare back in August where we pulled back, but we've had a lot of very low volatility days in the last year or so. And so that wouldn't be unexpected at all. And we do project that you'll see a lot more volatility, particularly in the first half of the year. You'll see a continuation, if not an acceleration, of what we've witnessed in the last couple of weeks, which is lots of trial balloons, lots of headlines, lots of negotiating stances thrown out there. And there's a lot thrown out there. But figuring out what the priorities will be, what the sequencing will be, what can get done early versus what needs to get done later. So there'll be a lot for markets to deal with in the short run. And that backing and filling would actually be very healthy, because if earnings continue to come in, the great part is we're entering earnings season, so we'll get a lot of chance to question company by company, industry by industry, in terms of how they're prepping for, thinking about all of these things that are out there. And hopefully that gives investors some encouragement for the back half of the year.
Okay, we got to go. You're more worried about inflation or an economic slowdown?
Inflation.
So possibly inflation not being gone for good.
Just that's sticky, but it also is important to remember that a Fed that's staying somewhat higher for somewhat longer because growth is strong is in a better position than a Fed that's having to respond to significant price pressure. So it's worth watching, particularly depending on how the tariff agreements come down and the tariffs are actually implemented.
So that's another issue that's on the table right now, guys, is a lot of people are paying attention to inflation and whether it's going to continue to be a problem or not. So that's kind of another thing people are waiting on, right? Brazil in the house. Thanks, Rob. Jasmy to the moon. 100%, man. Ricky Boy, Jasmy to 20 cents. Let's go. Load up on FET and Jasmy now. At least DCA 50 to 100 bucks while it's on the cheap, my friend. I have been, like I said, I dollar cost. I DCA'd yesterday morning. I DCA'd last night. I DCA'd again this morning. So yeah, I am scooping up like a madman right now. 100%, man. Big Kev, Jasmy needs to hit 32 cents already. Let's freaking go, man. Here's the thing, right, guys? Here's the thing. When we say the market is going to test you, it's going to test your patience, right? It's not a slogan. It's testing. It's testing. What do we got? Bitcoin Magazine, 4.9 trillion Fidelity reports that the nation states might be the next significant investor into Bitcoin. Absolutely. Absolutely. A little bit of bullish news here for you guys. Just in, $655 million was liquidated from the cryptocurrency market in the past 24 hours. All those longs are now gone. So it's cleared out a little bit, guys, which is, bullish. We don't want to see those longs building back up right now because it's just another case for more downside pressure. We want to see the shorts continue to build up so that we can see them get absolutely liquidated, right? So what else do we have? And then on the opposite end of that, what do we have? 50 million in USDC just minted at the USDC Treasury. That's a lot of money getting ready to flow into the markets. People are buying the dip. Junior is 6 million Jasmy, a healthy amount, Rob. Average. Oh yeah. That entry point and that many Jasmy, you're sitting pretty, brother. You're sitting pretty. I would not move off that stack for a while, man. That's beautiful. Beautiful entry point. Beautiful size bag. It's about as perfect as it gets, brother. Am I regarded to think that Bitcoin's top is 108K? No. Are you? Or did you mean are you retired? Yeah, 108K is not Bitcoin's top. I think we're going to be closer to about 150. So yeah, here's the thing. If you're starting to think that way, get over to the Patreon. Again, we do group video calls every day over there where we can help show you where we are, why we've been doing a lot of comparing the 2017 and the 2021 markets to what's been happening lately in our group video calls over there, guys. Get over there. If you are feeling like 108,000 was the top, the market is getting to you. It's designed to make you think that, right? So, Pierre, what's up, buddy? Do you think Binance is holding JASMY in the zone purposefully? I mean, I have an unpopular opinion on it, to be honest with you. And my opinion is that I think they're holding it there until JASMY's product gets out to markets. I think that they're going to continue to do that until Jangshin's layer 2 is fully launched, that the PDL is fully launched. That's what I think that they're doing at the end of the day. Now, some people disagree with me, but I think those people are more of moon boys who just want to think JASMY's perfect and it should be removed from the monitoring zone because reasons, right? Now, listen, I think it should be removed from the monitoring zone, but at the same time, get your product out to market already, right? Enough with the delays, enough with taking your time. Get your product out to market, and then you will see things like the monitoring zone tag get removed from the project. Yes, sir. I understand why people get out and lose patience. Yes, absolutely. Are you I couldn't say the full word because of the algorithm, right? I've been having to tone down my swearing because the algorithm doesn't like that, and then YouTube doesn't notify you guys when I'm live and stuff like that. Ali, take profits, greed causes complete loss. Yes. Have an exit plan. Yep. Having an exit plan, that's why you need to be on the Patreon, guys. We help you devise an exit strategy based on your portfolio. What do we have? Hara talking about, if you guys didn't know, it's actually December was JASMY's 5th anniversary. JASMY will celebrate its 5th anniversary since its publication. And from the standpoint of the author of the white paper, there are still many things we have not accomplished yet, but we have been able to grow it into the largest crypto asset in Japan with a market cap of $2.5 billion. I was given the opportunity to answer an interview with BitTrade. Now, guys, if you want to see that interview, I actually broke it down and did a video on it this morning. So go watch that video. I broke down Hara's interview about JASMY's past and JASMY's future and Jangshin. Some interesting little nuggets in there of information. Chappie with the super chat, with the dips, would you buy JASMY or XCN with dry powder? Depends on which bag was bigger, to be honest with you. Let me know how many tokens are you holding of no, don't tell me how many tokens. Which bag is bigger? Tell me that. Which bag is bigger right now? Actually, you know what? I'd probably go with Onyx Coin because it has more. I mean, it has a way lower market cap, right? It hasn't had its big move. JASMY's had a couple of big moves so far this year. It went up almost 1,000% in 2024. So Onyx Coin hasn't had its pump yet. So I would probably go with that. Or maybe I'd go 50-50 depending on the dry powder situation. So it's a tough call, though. And in all honesty, you can't really go wrong, in my opinion. So, but I would honestly, personally, depending on the size of my bag, probably steer towards that. Jetpack says, insert any question here, answer. Get to the Patreon. Exactly. Matari, hey Rob, what's up, buddy? Good to see you, man. Theoretically, if JASMY products are in full swing, will price action be independent of the markets at large? No, not in my opinion. I know there's a lot of content creators who mislead people with that kind of stuff and say, oh, enter whichever coin you want here, JASMY or XRP or whatever. It's going to go, it's not going to have another bear market. It's going to go against the markets. No, it's not. When liquidity leaves the market, There's no money in the market, right? It happens every 4 years. It happens in crypto. It happens in the stock market. Anyone who says, well, the price is not going to drop at all anymore for X, Y, Z reason doesn't know what they're talking about. It will have another bear market just like everything else, in my opinion. I'll direct message you my numbers in Patreon. Yes, absolutely, man. Shoot them to me over there, and I will get back to you on that, brother. XCN is actually up almost 4% on the day today, guys. Bet you didn't realize that. All right, what else do we have? So, what else is going on out there? BlackRock bought the dip on Bitcoin yesterday, guys. They bought $596 million in inflows. So while other people were scared, they were buying, guys. They were buying like madmen. All right, Bitcoin's outlook, short-term versus long-term. Despite signs of short-term bearish signals, the long-term outlook for Bitcoin remains bullish from a technical analysis perspective. Bitcoin rounded out an exceptionally strong 2024, up 120% year over year, with a whimper, logging the first overbought sell signal on its weekly bar chart since mid-April, according to stochastic oscillators, which is an indicator of trend exhaustion. The signal suggests Bitcoin will remain range-bound, at least in the short term, roughly 2 to 6 weeks, as other risk assets like equities continue to pull back. Key technical levels to watch for Bitcoin. Minor resistance is the most recent high near $108,000, above which is uncharted territory. A break would be a bullish development, but the momentum does not appear strong enough to generate a breakout at this time. Initial support is near 84.5K, defined by the Ichimoku cloud model, which is a trend following model based on historical prices. Recent deterioration of our intermediate term indicators increase the chances that the pullback will deepen further, with secondary support at 73.8K, reinforced by the rising 200-day EMA. Despite short-term and intermediate term signals, the long-term outlook for Bitcoin remains bullish from a technical perspective following the post-election breakout in November. The breakout to new highs marked emergence from a several-month downtrend channel, and it helped long-term momentum indicators like the monthly moving average, convergence, divergence, MACD. Thus, a correction for Bitcoin in Q1 should present an opportunity to add exposure ahead of another up leg in Bitcoin later in 2025. Like Bitcoin, Ether has flashed an overbought sell signal, which comes after a rejection at important resistances near $4,000. The sell signal has intermediate term implications, supporting a corrective phase over the next couple of months. Ether also has initial support at the daily Ichimoku cloud model near $3,226, above which it has stabilized. We expect a correction in Q1 to lead to a breakdown to test the 200-day moving average. However, a long-term indicator will support higher, albeit less convincingly compared to Bitcoin. A breakout above $4,000 level would likely result in improved long-term metrics like the monthly MACD. In 2024, Bitcoin outperformed Ether by 74%, a trend that can be clearly seen in the Bitcoin-Ether ratio. Since early November, relative performance has become more fickle between the two largest cryptocurrencies, evidenced by the wide trading range that has taken hold of the ratio. During the crypto market correction, Bitcoin normally outperforms Ether since it is usually deemed as safer. However, all cryptocurrencies are likely to trade lower in absolute terms when risk assets are undergoing a correction. Noting that correlations tend to go up when the market goes down, nevertheless, the bullish long-term outlook suggests that Q1 volatility may present an opportunity to add exposure with a more favorable risk-reward profile. Ideally, waiting for the intermediate-term indicators to turn up again. So basically what they're implying here is that, I mean, we may have to wait till later in the year. I personally don't think so, but who else bought the dip? I picked some more Swift. Nice. Good pickup, brother. Good pickup on Swift. Micro Dips donated some plasma to buy the dip. Not a crypto junkie, I swear. Nice. Nice, brother. That's how it's done. What else do we have? Simply Bitcoin. So dips exist to transfer Bitcoin from weak hands to strong ones. Absolutely, man. Crypto Kool-Aid in the house. Still haven't changed my price prediction on Bitcoin. 233 to 250. Nice. I love the conviction, brother. I love the conviction. All right. What else do we have? December ADP report shows downshift from earlier quarters, but still solid.
Data want to bring in Neela, who's here. Neela Richardson, ADP's chief economist, who's been keeping these numbers secret. What do you think? How should we actually think about this? The market is doing a little bit better, actually, on the back of this.
I think what we've seen.
But that may be a bad news is good news situation.
It's hard to know when you incorporate the Fed. But from our perspective, what we've seen all year is very stable hiring. We saw a peak up in October. This December report definitely represents a downshift from what we saw earlier in the quarter, but it's still a solid number. Pockets of weakness are something to watch. Manufacturing, as you mentioned, shed jobs for 3 consecutive months. That's concerning. This is a sector that could benefit from a rate cut. It's a very cyclical sector.
Right.
What's doing the heavy lifting in services is no longer leisure and hospitality. We think that game is over. It's really healthcare, and healthcare is not cyclical. It's tied to, I think, demographic hiring.
Right.
So you take these two, the goods sector and the service sector, services being driven by the demographics and the future of the U.S. population. Manufacturing, I think, very much focused on the short term and cyclical interest rates. Very different stories in this.
Okay, so if you were to extrapolate out, if you were sitting here in 3 months, though, from now, based on these trends, what do you see happening? Because I think that's what we're really trying to understand.
You know, first of all, I think when you really want to know what's going on in the labor market, you have to shift from jobs to wages, because wages are going to tell the story of what the Fed will do next. And what we saw was a step down in wage growth, particularly for job stayers, 4.6%. That's a very slow pace of job growth, wage growth,
right,
but not slow enough to be consistent with a 2% inflation target. So that means one of two things. Either wage growth has to come down significantly over the next 3 months for the Fed to feel comfortable cutting rates, or we're going to get into the situation where the Fed has to pause and wait for the labor market to come along with this rate cut.
Did you hear Christopher Waller's comments this morning that he's going to be giving in a speech a little later today? I was a little surprised that he still seems to be leaving the door open to several more rate cuts this year.
Given the uncertainty on the policy front, I think leaving the door open is a wise move for the Federal Reserve. And honestly, they've been leaving the door open. Being data dependent is basically saying, I'm opening the doors and the windows and seeing if there's a next data point.
Although it feels like the market has been expecting these rate cuts, and they've been trying to maybe talk themselves out of a position where they are expected to cut at every rate meeting. This seems like it was a swing back in the other direction.
6 months ago, I think the foregone conclusion was that the Fed would move like the Fed has moved in the past, which is moderately and consistently. Every single meeting was a rate cut. They've channeled that may not be the case. There might be pauses on the way. This has been a bumpy deceleration in wage growth. I believe it'll be a bumpy deceleration in the interest rate as well.
Okay, so bumpy, but because the data's been bumpy too.
Absolutely. We've seen pockets of strength and pockets of weakness in several months. We saw a big surge in hiring in September. That really put a pause on what the Fed was going to do next. In my mind, now we're seeing downshift in job growth, and I think that will also, feed into the Fed's calculations.
Hey, Rob, I'm picking up a coin called Light Chain AI. It's a proof of intelligence. What's it called? Light Chain? So it's in pre-sale right now. Here's the daily. 4 hour, 1 hour. It's got a volatile 3.5 hours going on, eh? You like your pre-sales, eh, brother? You like your pre-sales. Yeah, I mean, there's not really much. I mean, let me go back over to. It doesn't really give me much in terms of details. What do we got? 167,000 in volume. You said it's a proof of intelligence coin. Is it an AI theme? It's a $51 million market cap already. Wow. It's a pretty good pre-sale. 3 hours old. Yeah, I mean, about it, there's no information about it. Yeah, I mean, there's not really much I can tell you in terms of chart. It's only 3 hours old, but I mean, its narrative is AI, I would assume, right? And 27 holders. When does it launch? That would be my question. Yeah. Seems like a decent pre-sale, though. Seems decent. It's on, what is it on? Solana. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Seems okay, man. Seems okay. Something I'd probably dip my toes in. What's your price prediction for XEN this bull run? All-time high, 18 cents, I think it could get to. When is the Fed meeting, sir? This afternoon. It's not a Fed meeting. It's news coming out about the jobs reports. The Fed meeting is not until the 27th. Trump pump coming around the corner, baby. Absolutely. Absolutely. Let's freaking go, man. Okay. What else do we have here? Good. One more article to get through. BTC price targets 140K. Here's why the 20-day SMA holds the key. So Bitcoin's price has been demonstrating a bullish support in the vicinity of the 20-day simple moving average, which is a popular technical analysis index. As the cryptocurrency's price dynamics, it has been tracing an upward trend recently, while the position of the 20-day SMA denotes a support level. The 20-day SMA is an essential tool for trading, analyzing Bitcoin's short-term momentum in the daily chart. The red line in the position corresponding with the moving average that forms a good support level. As observed from the mark in Bitcoin's price, it has been seen that whenever the price of Bitcoin stands above this moving average, then only bullish trends is indicated. Conversely, when it is down below it, it shows weakness, basically. So as long as we stay above the 20-day SMA, basically it is bullish, but it is bearish if we fall below. The price of BTC, well, no, it's not at 97 anymore. It's at 94.2. Currently, good support, which it fell below the SMA. That has been an excellent theoretical support. Investors and traders currently use this moving average as a trigger for bullish continuation. This is a clear deception that Bitcoin has been volatile in the past, and touching the 20-day SMA has always provided support, bringing a bounce back. Such a trend is associated with high buying interest and confidence in the market among consumers and investors. The consistent adherence to the 20-day SMA suggests that Bitcoin is poised for further gains. Based on this chart, the likelihood of the upward trend persisting in the current months is revealed with a price target going to and beyond $140,000. This shift to using a 20-day SMA is another sign that Bitcoin is maturing as a financial asset on the market. Traders use those technical indicators to make decisions on the continued volatile markets. The fact that BTC has managed to hold at this low range highlights the strength of its community and can open new doors for development as long as the institutional and consumer demand remains high. So the long-term outlook still looks good for later this year on Bitcoin, guys. Nothing to be too bearish about. We're still, for the most part, we are still holding. We're still holding the 382. Will we fall for JASMY to the 236? Remains to be seen. Depends on what Bitcoin does from here. Or has Bitcoin bottomed, wicking down at 92K? It seems like 92K is a pretty strong level of buying pressure, right? It seems like every time we come down there, we wick right back up again. We got down to 92K, boom, wicked back up again. So have we bottomed at 92K? Will this will this head and shoulders play out? And will we come down to 77 to 80K? Will we come down to 85 to 88K? Or have we bottomed here? Let me know what you guys think. I got to get ready to head out. I got to pick up a brace for my arm, you guys. So I'll see you tonight, 8 p.m. Central for the live stream. What day is it today anyway? It's Wednesday. Just a reminder that tomorrow, Crypto Canvas will be here. Everyone's been asking me to do Onyx Coin XCN videos, updates. The reason I haven't done too much on it, guys, is because I have a special guest coming on the live stream tomorrow who we're going to cover XCN. It's an XCN live stream, so that's kind of why, right? So Crypto Canvas will be here tomorrow evening, 8:30 p.m. Central. Make sure you guys are here for that. Guys, if you're new to crypto, if you need help building an exit strategy, you need a community that will support you, you want to join our group video calls, you want to schedule your one-on-one coaching AMAs with me, get over to the Patreon, guys. The link is in the chat. It's in the description. And I will see you guys later tonight, 8 p.m. Central. Peace.